Housing Reform, Housing Restructuring and Tenancy Matters Amendment Bill, third reading.
Call now on Government Order of the Day number 2.
Game Animal Council Bill, second reading.
Honourable Nick Smith.
Mr Speaker, I move that the Game Animal Council Bill be now read a second time. Mr Speaker, this bill is an important step in both improving the management of game animals, but also recognising the recreational passion that many New Zealanders have, in fact I think includes the Speaker, for recreational hunting. And that while there are those that tramp, those that mountaineer, those that go fishing for salmon and trout, are given a direct voice in their recreation, the hunter of deer, of pig, of chamois, of tahr are effectively not included in the statutory way in which their recreation is managed. I want to acknowledge the leader of the United Future Party, Peter Dunn, who as part of our confidence and supply agreement has been a champion for hunters and for the recognition that the Game Animal Council will give to providing a voice for that group of recreationists. I commend the work of the Local Government and Environment Committee, ably chaired by Christchurch Central MP Nicky Wagner. The committee worked effectively in considering the many issues that were raised by submitters and has suggested a number of constructive changes to the bill, and I thank all the members of the committee for the work that they have done. There were 664 submissions from interested groups and individuals, which is a bit of a signal as to just how many people have a passion for hunting. The committee heard 39 oral submissions. It had hearings both in Wellington and in Christchurch. Many submitters supported the creation of the Game Animal Council as a whole-of-sector council. Mr Speaker, we need to acknowledge that there are tensions between some who have commercial aerial trophy hunting businesses and the purely recreational sector, and I think there is real merit in a Game Animal Council that, pretty consistent with this government's view of getting those parties around the table directly engaging in their recreation and their businesses to come to a sensible way forward to manage. Mr Speaker, the vast majority of submissions supported the intent of the bill, but there are a range of changes. For instance, the committee has recommended that we clearly define public conservation land, so it is quite plain that it does not include privately owned land or land that has been vested back with iwi as part of a treaty settlement. There's also been amendments around the definition of regional council and game trophy that are also constructive. Mr Speaker, the Select Committee's made changes to the bill to ensure that the Game Animal Council itself has the right mix of expertise to be able to make sound decisions. That has strengthened the voice of iwi and Maori. It has also made provision for ensuring that scientific knowledge is properly respected, and Mr Speaker, we need to acknowledge in this area that there is a real tension between the interests of recreational hunters who wish there to be good populations of deer, chamois and tahr so it's an easy hunt, and the reality from a conservation perspective is that those numbers need to be kept down and need to be kept limited if we are serious about the sustainability of the forest in which they exist. Mr Speaker, I do note in the debate on this bill there is that polarised view that these animals must either be defined as pests and every last one hunted to the end of the earth, or whether they are valued animals. I come from the perspective, a pragmatic perspective, is to depends where they are and in what numbers. That is, it is true that these animals, if in high concentrations or in the wrong place, can do irreversible conservation harm. Equally so, it's true that they provide a huge amount of enjoyment and recreation for many New Zealanders, and that providing that is properly managed, it is possible for us to have the best of both worlds. Mr. Speaker, I announced yesterday changes in respect of the role of the Game Animal Council, and during the committee stages we'll be introducing it in the SOP to deal quite specifically with the tension between aerial trophy hunters and recreational hunters around helicopters shooting animals from the helicopter, of herding animals into a hunter, a practice known as hazing, where effectively a helicopter is able to chase an animal to exhaustion and then make it an easy pot shot for a hunter. It is intended that the Game Animal Council will be responsible for developing a code of practice to ensure that there is tighter regulation of those activities. That is a specific commitment that the government made to Peter Dunn and the United Future Party, and we intend to address it in that way. Mr. Speaker, this bill is a significant step forward. For my entire period in Parliament, there has been concern from recreational hunters that they are locked out from having an effective voice in the management of their recreation. This bill is a good bill that enables those hunters to be able to be directly engaged in their sport, and it is my experience with other bodies such as the Fish and Game Council is that when participants are included in the decision-making process, they are very responsible and that they engage very constructively, and that's why fundamentally this is a bill the House should support.
The question is that the motion be agreed to.
Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Ruth Dyson.
Mr. Speaker, I listened with interest to the Minister's contribution on what has been a very interesting process